Thompson Nature Sanctuary. I'm Colin, and I'm the naturalist here, and we are bringing you animal encounters in partnership with the Missouri 4-H and the University of Missouri Extension. And today we are going to be talking about the Great Plains rat snake. But before we get to the snake itself, I have a shed from that snake that we are going to examine. Here is the shed, the Great Plains rat snake. Snakes being reptiles. They have scales, and periodically they will shed those scales, and it usually comes off in sort of one whole piece or a couple of pieces. And they do that because as they're moving around in the world, sometimes their scales get dinged up, and also as they eat, they grow, and sometimes they just outgrow that set of scales that they've got going on there. And so they'll shed that, and underneath will be a nice, pretty new set of scales. A couple things we can see here from this shed. We have the back scales here. They're the smaller scales. And then we also have the belly scales. And those are the bigger, wider scales to help with movement. Snakes will shed their skin periodically, just depends on the season, depends on how much they're eating, and also they shed it inside out every time, kind of like peeling off a sock. Now if we look up here at the head, they shed all the way from head to tail. You can see the eyes. And the eyes, the reason we can see that, is that they've basically got a scale that covers them, like a little shield. They call it brill, because snakes don't have eyelids. So unlike us, they don't have eyelids to keep out dirt and dust and other things that might damage their eyes. So instead they have this brill. And so when I come in the morning and I take a look at my snakes, I can't tell if they're having a nap, if we're having a staring contest. Their eyes are always open. They can't wink, they can't blink. Here we have the snake itself. So these guys, this is about as big as they get. They're like 3 to 4 feet long. The biggest that they've found is about 5 feet. As the name implies, they are rat snakes. They're in that family. One of the main features is that they have this sort of checkerboard pattern on their bellies. And so the black rat snake, which is super common around here, has that as well. Additionally, from the name, their favorite food is rodents, rats, mice, voles, things like that. They can be found all throughout the Plains states, so into Nebraska, just western Missouri. They're not all throughout the state. Kansas, and into Colorado. Another neat feature is that when they get frightened, they have sort of a hard portion on the tip of their tail, and they will rattle it. Now they don't have a rattle like a rattlesnake, but when that rattle hits dead grass, leaves, it can sound awfully intimidating. But again, not a rattle, and these guys are pretty much harmless. They don't pose a threat to humans. They're just constrictors, so they squeeze their prey. They don't have any venom or anything like that. So if you ever run into one, just let them go about their way. They're just out hunting mice and rats.